If you're reading books, scanning articles and taking courses on how to improve your performance as a new or early stage entrepreneur, it's a good start. But many of you are seeking out deeper insights grounded in first-hand experience. And so today I'm going to share 2 primary characteristics of successful entrepreneurs that, if you grasp them, will dramatically improve your chances of consistent high performance, progress and success. Hey, it's Clarke here, and we're back for another episode where I highlight the essential entrepreneurial skills, characteristics, habits and behaviours to help you succeed as an entrepreneur. And if you're new here, welcome, and make sure to click that subscribe button. Over the years, I've picked up on 2 distinct approaches that you can trust to transform your daily performance from being average to a place where you're leading the pack. So let's not waste any time and jump right into the first essential trait. I'm sure you feel pressured each day to make progress and get results, but this often leads to an outcome focus that's usually a flawed approach. It means you're being controlled by your efforts rather than being in control of them. And on a recent short here on YouTube, I spoke about hunting with a rifle rather than with a shotgun. And that's a great analogy to bring to life the first essential skill and characteristic: direction. A quick sense check to start off. Ask yourself, are my efforts almost always consistent with my desired outcome? There's no real guidebook for entrepreneurship, so you've got to ensure that you've committed to a long-term destination or outcome punctuated with key milestones along the way. These milestones then present as reference points for your daily and weekly efforts so that you can check and evaluate the effectiveness and efficiency of your work. The risk in not having a clear sense of direction is engaging in busy work instead of important direction-driven work, and then getting unsettled and overwhelmed as you realise that you are effectively going around in circles. Only when your direction is well defined can you land on a durable and effective strategy that your daily tactics distill from. Remember too that your professional and personal goals are inextricably linked. Being clear on what you want personally from your life as an entrepreneur means you have a sense of purpose that allows you to plot a direction by asking what type of business you need to build, your acceptable levels of risk, and your optimal, ideal and acceptable outcomes. Now, plotting direction in this way is akin to deciding on a vision based on what you do want and, importantly, on what you don't want. Often I get asked where to start when it comes to plotting a direction. It's a topic for a full video by itself, but my advice today is to start off simple by asking yourself a few key cornerstone questions. Where do I want to get to? When do I want to get there? How can I assess progress or identify regression? Who can guide and help me? And finally, what are the most important objectives and tasks that fall from these questions? When it comes to your work on deciding on direction, you'll find that it's like any journey by boat or air. It's never in a straight line. The key is to be directionally correct and also agile rather than being welded to a process or approach. So once you've landed on your direction and set your coordinates, the next vital ingredient for your performance, progress and success is the habit and characteristic of discipline. Discipline is born from strong desire and is just like a muscle. The more it's exercised in the right way, the more it grows and the more resilient it becomes. So discipline is a day-to-day focus on doing what matters most as a way of delivering you to the milestones that represent the checkpoints for your direction. Now later on I'll share 6 effective approaches to embracing and building entrepreneurial discipline. Discipline is much talked about, and a quick Google search for entrepreneur discipline returns over 20 million results. And yet it's not all that common. So what's the primary reason? Well, committing to discipline turns the mirror inward on us, in the sense of having accountability through taking ownership and responsibility. That's not for everyone, but it's the first step in taking control. Ultimately, it can be uncomfortable because it places the spotlight firmly on ourselves. Taking ownership is not easy or convenient, but fostering discipline helps you outweigh and overcome obstacles and stay ahead of underachievement. The biggest win of all is your mental game. Knowing you did the most with what you had in the moment brings a sense of self-security that can only be born from knowing that you did and gave your best. That fuels patience, willingness, clear thinking, and helps you see frustrations through the lens of being minor inconveniences on your path to progress and success. Think of discipline as a bridge between where you are now and the direction you've decided on. And while it's a precursor for time management and being productive, it's also worth noting that discipline should not lead to monotonous, rigid and suffocating behaviour that takes the joy away from your daily pursuits. Think of it as a scaffold for support and structure, and as an oil that greases the wheels of your performance. Wikipedia might well have one of the best definitions of discipline. They describe it as when you use reason to determine the best course of action regardless of one's desire. You do what needs to be done irrespective of your mood or how you feel. Having the ability to choose the best course is a clear illustration of a major benefit of discipline: control. And control is massively important if you're to be captain of your own ship and steer it in the most effective and efficient course. This control is born from great habits, and these are moulded in the fires of discipline. But again, it's vital to see discipline as a support rather than an imposition. You need to be agile when it comes to your performance and progress, and being agile will require creativity. You don't want to be penned in by your discipline to the extent that you operate only on fixed mind thinking. The antidote to this is investing time to understand your direction, and from here the discipline necessary will become apparent. Once you know why, then what you need to do and how you need to act and behave will crystallize. Discipline isn't easy. It might not yield big rewards fast, but your results are downstream of your discipline. That's why plotting milestones towards your ultimate direction are important. They become reasons for small celebrations that help make your discipline rewarding. So how do you build productive, rewarding and worthwhile discipline? It's true that discipline can't really be taught, but that it starts with a decision and a commitment to keep doing the important things and the things that matter even when you don't feel like it. That being said, it's helpful to model excellence. So here are 6 ways to help you embrace and build discipline as part of your intrinsic toolbox. Understand your attention tees by figuring out what distracts you and what is low return, time consuming activity. Craft a morning routine by growing into a pattern that energizes you and sets you up for a peak performance day. Keep the important things important and do any urgent work in scheduled batches. Have patience. You'll have setbacks and challenges. Keep taking small steps forward and trust in the process that feels right for you. Make sure to celebrate any success. It makes it easier when we can associate discipline with a reward or celebration. And finally, your mindset. Move from a binary win-lose or good-bad view to one of win-learn-change. In that way, each day is a win, because when you win, your focus is learning, and from here the changes you make will set you up for a better tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Remember to connect with me via the social media links in the episode notes below. And if this video helped you out in any way, make sure to leave a like and then subscribe. And if you're interested in more proven tactics and strategies to help you step up, stand out and stay ahead, just click on the screen right now to watch another insightful video. I'll see you in the next episode.